And this weekend we celebrate the second Sunday in Easter. And it is quite a scene in the gospel. The apostles, minus St. Thomas, have all gathered in the upper room. And they're there because they're afraid. They're afraid that what happened to Jesus is going to happen to them. And that, as John puts it in his gospel, the Jews are going to come for them. That means the authorities are going to come and arrest them. And just like get rid of the leader and get rid of his whole band of disciples. So they are huddled together in the upper room out of fear. But despite the locked doors, despite the security precautions that they have put in place, Jesus suddenly appears in their midst. And he shows to them his wounds. The wounds in his hand, the wounds in his feet, the wounds in his side. And I find that so curious because you would think, because he's now resurrected, that he would be given a new body, a flawless body, a body without wounds. So why would Jesus appear to them in his resurrected body with the wounds that he suffered from the crucifixion? And what I believe, what many theologians believe, is that it's because by his wounds we are saved. By his wounds we are healed. And so he doesn't hide the wounds. They are the reason why he came. So many people ask the question when they go through different crises and situations in their lives. Why am I going through this? Why did I have to go through this? And I don't have the answer to why we go through the things that we go through, like divorce, cancer, the loss of a spouse, the loss of a child. These are earth-shattering experiences that people go through. And why we go through them, I don't have the answer. But there is the phrase called the wounded healer. And that's what Jesus is. Jesus is the wounded healer because we can look to Jesus and say, he has been through so much. He understands what I'm going through. Jesus hasn't gone through exactly what we've gone through, but he understands what it is to suffer. Physical, emotional, mental pain. He knows what it is to be abandoned. He knows what it is to be betrayed. He knows what it is to live in poverty. Jesus has gone through many, many different life experiences. So he understands where we've been and what we've gone through. And that means a lot when you're praying to Jesus. Because you're praying to someone who understands your heart, who understands your suffering, who understands your pain. Now, each one of us suffers in some way, shape, or form. There are many of us right now going through emotional, that are going through physical pain and mental pain, that are suffering, or have just come through a terrible experience. And so often people want to hide their woundedness. They feel ashamed if they show their woundedness, then they will appear weak. And that's simply just not the truth. Because there is nobody who can help another person in a similar situation than somebody who has gone through it. Like if you have gone through a divorce, there's nobody who understands you better than someone else that has gone through a divorce. So if they can be there for you in that experience, they understand the trials and tribulations of going through a divorce, then it means so much. Because that person becomes a wounded healer for us. Nobody can understand a person going through chemotherapy than another person that has gone through chemotherapy and can share their experience, their strength, and their hope with you when you're suffering through something like that. That is why in this country there are so many support groups for all different types of things. Because there's nobody who can help us more than someone else who's gone through very much what we are going through or have gone Only a person who has gone through what we have gone through can understand our trials and our tribulations. So, whatever you might have suffered in your life, you too can be a wounded healer for someone else. Yes, we can wallow in our pain. We can wallow in our suffering. We can wallow and be resentful and angry about what has happened to us. Or we can be a person of hope for someone else. We can be like Christ, a wounded healer. So as we go about our lives this week, let us pay attention to what we've been through in our lives, the suffering we have endured, and let us pray to God and ask Him to put someone in our life that we can help with our woundedness, so that just like Jesus, you and I can be wounded healers. God bless you.